Don't sit around sucking your thumb until that chassis is on the road. The earlier you seek help, the shorter and easier it will be because there will be less of a mess to deal with. Contrary to popular notion, counseling is not just for crazy people. It's for anyone who can benefit from an outside objective expert perspective to help them enjoy their little lives to the fullest. I am Dr. Phil.
And I am Claire, sending season's greetings your way, folks, from Dr. Phil and myself. As we close the final chapter of this year, 2025, we thank each of you, both the listeners and viewers, starting right here in St. Lucia, the diaspora, and the globe, for walking this healing journey with us. May the season bring you peace, renewal, and strength to embrace the year ahead. We were thrilled that you chose to join us for the healing process for the past months, and we look forward to report in the new year. We hope and pray that our goal was materialized, in that we did touch your life in a meaningful way, and you are now equipped with some tools, you were confronted with truth, and you are now encouraged to live your life to the fullest.
Today, our journey, Claire, to successful assertiveness continues.
That's right.
And our focus is one of the most overlooked skills. And that is the balance between listening and talking. It appears to be simple enough, but it is powerful. Listening versus talking. Have you heard or maybe said to someone, "You're not listening to me"? I'm sure I have said it.
I have said it.
Maybe not Kina.
And I have to.
Oh. Very nice. Or maybe you said, "I wish someone would listen to me." It could be frustrating when we get to that position where our hearts are not being satisfied with processing what we are feeling, what we are thinking, and the decisions that we're making. And sometimes these could be painful. Well, today we join you to stick around for some insights. And it would be a good thing for you to stick around until the end. In relationships, most of us love to talk. We want to share our side, our feelings, our opinions. But here's the truth. If all we do is talk, then it means no one gets heard. Listening means slowing down, paying attention, and showing the other person that what they have to say matters, that they are important too. As I continue to say, the beauty in listening is that you don't have to agree. It doesn't have to be true what the person is saying. They don't have to be grammatically correct. But once you can internalize, show them that you have internalized what they've said, then they feel much, much better communicating with you. Now, here is food for thought. If your listening skills are very poor, you are losing out on 80% of your effective communication capabilities.
That's a high percentage.
Very high percentage. Poor communication is number one on the list for the issues really affecting marital relationships today and to date and other relationships. At the top of the list, now we're speaking about financial disagreements, lack of intimacy, physical and emotional, unequal household responsibilities, infidelity, trust, different life goals, parenting clashes, unresolved conflict, jealousy, external stressors like work and family, dealing with computers, and feeling appreciated. Poor communication is at the top of the list. So whether it's your work relationships, marital relationships, if there isn't proper listening skills. So now, think of it like this. Talking is like playing your own music But listening is tuning is song. If you only play your tune, you miss the harmony. When you listen, you build respect, avoid arguments, and make the other person feel valued. And we should make other people feel valued. One thing I've learned, even the most insignificant person, as far as our estimation is concerned, when you listen to them, you make that individual feel better about themselves, and you stand a better chance as to assisting them in being a better family member, a better community member, a better marital partner to whoever they're going to settle with. I was heading for a better citizen. They will have confidence in trusting what you have to say. For example, last week we appealed to the public. The active politics is over. We have a government, and we gave some advice. Now, if you listened only to what you wanted to hear, you probably would have missed out on our goal. Our goal is really to bring back our people together.
Yes.
Now we have a government. We need to settle down and support them in the best way that we can. I personally, I would really like to get some help to see to it that the government listen to our need to feel better about the dialogue and listening skills in the House of Assembly. We really would want, a number of us, we are concerned about that. We want our politicians to be able to say truth, and if they spew out libelous things, that they should be held accountable. I believe in that with all my heart. I would really like to sit down. Of course, Claire, they will have their tongue and teeth, and that could be, that is okay. But when...
But with truth?
With truth. But when it comes to saying things that would hurt family members, friends, destroy relationships, we need to get rid of that. We really need to get rid of that. So I hope you are listening to our guidance, because what we're saying is beneficial to our country. Our people are hurting, crime is increasing, and it's time we put our shoulders to the plow and don't look back. Let's look forward to see what we can do. So with this...
Bell Powell.
All right, Claire, merci. So we appeal to you to think of it like this. Talking is like playing your own music, but listening is tuning in to someone else's song. Now, have you ever considered why do some or most of us talk more than we listen? For this, I will turn over to Claire. She'll be able to better articulate that.
Okay, well, let's be honest. Most of us, I said us, love to talk, right? Some more than others.
I'm listening.
It feels good to share our opinions, doesn't it? To tell our stories and to get our point across. Talking makes us feel important, like we're in control. But listening, oh my, that's harder. Listening means slowing down, putting our ego aside, and giving someone else the spotlight.
Okay.
That's what it means.
I'm listening.
Now, when we say ego, what do we mean? For those who may not know what we mean, in simple terms, ego is the part of you that says, I.
I and I, man.
It's your sense of self. The voice inside that wants recognition, control, and to feel important. So ego is your self-image. It's how you see yourself and how you want others to see you. It craves attention. Ego loves to be noticed, praised, and respected. It resists being wrong. Did you get that? It resists being wrong.
I'm listening.
Ego doesn't like losing, being corrected, or feeling small.
Share that with us again. It's very, very important, because some of us believe that we are good at listening and we're not even aware that the way we communicate is sending a message about ourselves that we indeed we are not communicating properly.
When we speak of ego, it's your self-image. It craves attention. It resists being wrong. It doesn't like losing, being corrected, and feeling small. To sum it up, it wants control.
That's right.
Ego pushes you to dominate conversations, prove your point, or win arguments.
And the choleric type temperament would be more inclined to in that direction.
For example, when you interrupt someone because you think your idea is better, that's your ego. When you feel hurt because you weren't invited to some party or some event, or recognize, that's your ego come into play. When you brag about your achievements to get respect, that's your ego. But we must strike a balance, don't you agree?
I fully agree.
Ask yourself, is my ego healthy or unhealthy? So it stands to reason, we all have that part of us, the
And
ego.
we must carry around a healthy self-esteem.
So a healthy ego gives you confidence, helps you stand up for yourself,
Yes.
and motivates you to achieve.
Standing up for yourself, we mean you should know your 7 basic human rights. And you
we're
should,
speaking about being assertive.
yes,
That's part of the journey.
right. And you should know how to stand up. You believe in something. If your faith base is such and such, that you should remain there and discuss along these lines. Defend your faith while not insulting others, while not infringing on the right of others. They have a right to their freedom of religion. They have a right to choice. They have a right to make mistakes and learn from it. So we need to keep that in mind. So when people try to infringe on it, we're not worried. We just know that in our mind. That person have a right to ask for what they want. So if they ask me for something that I cannot afford to give them, I have my right to say no without feeling guilty. But some people who are passive, as we've said in the past, they would feel guilty if they say no. So they say yes quite unwillingly.
So we were saying to you that if you have a healthy ego, that means you're a confident person, you will stand up for yourself, and you will be motivated to achieve.
Yeah, you'll not be dependent on people to push you, to give you that impetus to get things done.
On the other hand, an unhealthy ego makes you arrogant, and we mean an overinflated sense of self, of yourself. You'll be unwilling to listen, and the focus will be on you. You focus only on yourself.
Just picture you in a relationship that might lead to marriage. Just picture that, and that's where you are. You can see you heading for trouble.
And in short, ego is your inner me that wants to shine. It can give you strength, but if it gets too big,
because we should shine, shouldn't we?
yes,
Yeah.
do all we can to shine.
We are asked by our Lord, let your light shine, that people may see your good works and glorify God. So
But
it's okay to shine, but an
it gets too big,
overinflated sense of self, of shining.
it blocks connection with others.
Look at me, can't you see I'm shining? Yeah.
So back to listening. Sometimes we avoid listening because we're impatient,
Okay.
or we're afraid of silence, or we just want to prove we're right. Other times it's because we grew up in a culture where speaking up was praised, but listening quietly was seen as weakness.
And again, persons who are passive, they're afraid to make mistakes. These are people who are abused by others, and they live in a world of fear. So that too can cause people to remain silent.
Yes. The truth is, talking feeds our ego, but listening feeds the relationship. If we only talk, we miss out on the chance to understand the other person.
Realize you can speak to yourself, you can stay there and talk to yourself, but listening implies somebody else.
Yes. involves
Yes.
not just you. But when we listen, we build respect, we avoid arguments, and we show the people around us that they matter. So we said we avoid arguments. Doesn't mean that, as we've often said, you don't disagree with the person. You may disagree, but it does not have to turn out to be argumentative.
Senseless arguments.
Yes.
Where individuals, they would not condescend to reason or logic.
If you don't see it my way,
The highway.
it's my way or the highway. So we need to balance the two. Balance is very important in all walks of life. You cannot be too much on one side than the other. In every walk of life, in every area of our lives, there must be balance.
Realize, folks, I am listening to Claire. We want to share information with you, and we're in a partnership here. So there must be a balance. While she is speaking, I am listening to where she's going so that I could harmonize with her in getting the information over to you. Now, suppose I'm just thinking of what I'm going to say next. I will miss where she's at. And when there is conflict, it is very important that we practice this, because people will feel, you will benefit, people will feel more comfortable with you, and it lends itself to dousing the hostility, the tension. Because if I can listen and tell Claire, is that what you just said to the folks? No, that's not what I said. Tell me again. Then it lessens any tension. But if you continue arguing, but that's what I heard you say, instead of just tell me again. So it's very important that we understand that we have a problem in our country. I know what I'm speaking about. I speak to people all the time. I have counselors. Quite a number of the females say, he does not listen. And they are not saying you're not hearing.
So is that mostly males? What about the females?
It comes from the males, from the females more often, as far as the males are concerned. It doesn't mean that some females don't, but the females, they complain more than us males, we don't listen. It means that they're not getting feedback. They're not getting you to give them information that would indicate, I really internalized what you just said, and I'm able to summarize it back to you before I start defending myself.
Okay, folks, I hope you're getting it. Listening is giving attention, while talking is taking attention. There's a difference here. Asking questions is inviting others to participate, while making statements is taking away the opportunity to contribute. So you can ask a question. It's called open-ended questions. It will encourage dialogue, open-ended questions, rather than just making a blunt statement or dogmatic statement, and it's like, that's it. I've said that, and that's it.
Well, again, it has to involve two persons. One person has information to give, and another person information to receive. If you want to say something to me, you call on me, or Kina calls on me, I would like to speak with you. That's where it has to start.
Most times we put our foot in our mouths because we come up to conclusions.
Yes.
And later on we find out we were way off.
That's right.
We were wrong, we were way off.
So if somebody says, I would like to speak to you, it means that 75% of the dialogue must come from the individual who said, I would like to speak to you. Your position would there be, okay, I see, let me see if I just get what you said there. Your 25% would encompass that. But if you will be speaking for 20 minutes, and the person who was asked to be spoken to took more than 25% of that time, you're not doing well. So I hope we get that, folks. Listening is giving attention, as Claire shared. Talking is taking attention.
Mm-hmm.
And you said again, asking questions during these times, especially during tension. It breaks the tension. Is that what you said to me? I want to know that I am receiving what you're saying, that I understand what. Can you tell me that? Can you repeat that?
Yes. Imagine a workplace where the boss never listens to his employees. He will miss out on opportunities because just maybe that employee might have a brilliant idea to help the organization. And so, if it is overlooked, and it happens in the workplace, many leaders in their careers, they will spend their time speaking rather than hearing. Rather than listening. They probably may hear something, but they don't internalize it. They just push it away from their thoughts. They don't think about it, and so they miss out on opportunities.
And it could be costly to the company,
yes.
Very costly to the company. For instance, if the head of the organization asks a supervisor to see to it that they order so much material, and the supervisor missed the number of packages and came back to the office and say, sir, but before he listened, look, I'm very busy, and dismissed that person. And instead of 169 packages, the person thought they heard 69. And they come back. So if he refuses to listen to you, sir, can I see you for a minute? I spoke to you already, I'm busy. The company will end up paying for it.
And sometimes an organization may have some challenges, may be faced with some challenges, whether it's financial or whatever. And there's this one person who has a simple idea. It may appear to be just a simple idea, but it would work to take care of the challenge, but because the boss refuses to listen. I'm not taking advice from employees. I'm the boss. I need to make my own decisions.
Simple ideas place the planes in the sky,
Yes.
All right.
Well, there's a funny story, not to be taken for real, about talking and listening. Long, long ago, when we were created by God, each person had 2 mouths and 2 ears, but everyone talked all the time and no one wanted to hear the other. God couldn't sleep for a while and he decided to do something about it. He removed 1 mouth to have us understand that listening is more important than talking. And now people have 1 mouth and 2 ears so that we can listen more and also learn more and talk less. Folks, remember, it's a joke.
So when the Christians are singing oath for 1,000 tongues to tell, God is wise enough not to go down that road. 1,000 tongues wagging at the same time.
So just a moment of levity. An elderly gentleman had serious hearing problems for a number of years. He went to the doctor, and the doctor was able to have him fitted for a set of hearing aids that allowed the gentleman to hear 100%. After a month, the elderly gentleman went back to the doctor for a checkup. And the doctor said to him, "Wow, your hearing is perfect. Your family must be really pleased that you can hear again." The gentleman paused and replied, "Oh, I haven't told my family yet. I just sit around and listen to their conversations. I've changed my will 3 times already." So he tricked them, and he really got to know what was on their minds. So sometimes when we think people not hearing or not listening, and we say things.
Well, if we are naturally honest, we shouldn't be worried about what people hear. And sometimes people get caught because they say things on the phone and they put it on the phone and they believe it's off. And we're supposed to be honest. I'm always conscious of that whatever we say in front of people, we have to make sure that this is what it is. And many have found themselves in trouble that way.
So if you don't know where a person is really coming from, how are you going to know the right things to say to them? How are you going to know how to respond if you don't listen, if you don't hear? And that comes from listening. You have to listen so that you could answer appropriately.
Again, I repeat, somebody has information to give to you or I. They have that information, and it's their responsibility. Let me put it that way. Let us say I have information for you. I want to say something to you. It's my responsibility to make sure you receive what I want to say, not what you think you hear. And your responsibility is to make sure you received what I'm imparting. That's your responsibility. How are we going to do that? If I say to you X, Y, and Z, I want to make sure that when you leave in my presence, you left with X, Y, and Z. You want to make sure that you acted on X, Y, and Z and not A, B, C. So it's your responsibility before I leave your presence. Let me see if I get what you're saying, especially in times of tension. When everything is nice and sweet, romance is nice, sex is nice, people listen. But in times of tension, that's where it is important to listen so you do not aggravate the situation further by misinformation. You get me, Claire?
Yes.
So that would explain, in a nutshell, what we're trying to put across there. Very practical means.
Yes, and we're trying to be as practical as we can because this is so important. And we can start practicing for the Christmas season. Right?
All right.
So mastering the art of listening will put you 90% ahead of your business associates.
There we go.
20% of your time in conversation should be spent asking and answering questions, while the 80% should be spent listening to what the person is saying, and hear this, not saying.
There we go.
So you can learn more by listening than you ever can by talking.
As a matter of fact, we have established that words just communicate 7% of what we communicate, trying to communicate. The body language, 38. Tone of voice, 38. And body language, 50-something. 70, I missed something.
So we're probably touching some nerves out there.
Right.
Talk too much and you lose. Listen and you win. Many people working to build a business spend most of their time talking about their company and products. Yet too often, they forget to ask what truly matters to the customer. If you want to sell a product to the customer, you want to reach them, it's important to ask them. The truth is, your consumers will tell you everything you need to know. And it's only if you're willing to listen so that your business can thrive. So as we said earlier, we need to learn how to read body language.
Yes.
Learn how to tell people's energy. And you can learn everything you want to know about a person in the first minute or so if you learn how to read the body language.
Sometimes you pay so much emphasis on what the person said. We pay no attention to their body language. Somebody might be saying, I don't love you anymore, with tears in the eyes, shoulders droopy. When you really process that, tears in the eyes, shoulders droopy, it doesn't say what the mouth is saying. Something is hurting that person. They might be uncomfortable if your behavior rather than you as a person. But if you miss the body language, then you will aggravate the situation by saying, after all that I'm doing for you, this is what you said. But if you can check, now if somebody come and say, look, You have been hurting me over the years. I know you don't love me anymore because you did me so and so and so. I am going to leave the relationship. You can see from they're not smiling, they're not crying, they're serious, looking at you in the eye, that person is serious.
You get the message.
You get the message. All right, so...
But there are certain situations where the phone is not the best medium.
Right.
To deal with a conflict or to deal with certain issues. You need to see the person face to face because you're not going to see the body language. The person might be pretending, speaking nicely to you, but if you gesticulation and the hand movements and the body language behind the phone,
there we go.
It would be something totally different.
Yes, it's not a good idea for serious issues to be discussed over the phone.
Over the phone, yes. So learn how to read body language. Customers love to feel listened to, being listened to. It makes us feel special, doesn't it?
Of course it does.
But the question is, are you and I good listeners? Or do we interrupt so that we feel better about ourselves?
I'm sure you're quite aware most people hardly have someone who truly listens to them. Especially in our country, listening to the radio programs, you're listening to husbands and wives at counseling. When they finally do, it opens their mind and the heart to the listener. Wisdom reminds us to listen without judgment or criticism. It means jumping to conclusion without facts. Because that builds trust. Wisdom reminds us to listen without judgment or criticism because that builds trust. People will climb your trust ladder as you learn to listen. And you and I are responsible for our trust ladder. If it has worms, you are the one who's supposed to take care of it. And don't allow people to climb your trust ladder, demand that they climb your trust ladder when it is wormy, it's rotten. And trust unlocks deep connection. Whether in business or romance, listening is the cornerstone of meaningful relationships. Again, research has put it, you can go to the net now. Research has put it at the top of the issues affecting communication or marital relationships today.
Mm-hmm.
Now, make sure you hear what the person is saying. Men should be swift to hear and slow to speak, according to James 1:9. Place quite a bit of emphasis on that. Make sure you hear what the person is saying, not just what you think you are going to hear. Again, we have explained before, if you listen, you do not have to believe what the person is saying. Person doesn't have to be grammatically correct. You don't correct the grammar. Just focus on content. What exactly is the issue? And leave all the paraphernalias out. Reassure them. Did you say, and anything that is beautiful, anything the person said about you that is positive, focus on that first, Skinner. That should be the first thing that you should, when you're reflecting what the person is saying. Mm-hmm. You said you appreciate me. However, when I do so and so, it really hurts me. So take hold of that. If it's your wife, don't tell her, you're my wife, so I love you. I loved you before I married you. And I appreciate and I will not stop loving you. However, when you do so and so, it hurts me. Then you give a little kiss.
Mm.
Huh? How does that make you feel? Instead of, although the person said, I appreciate you, you will not hear that. You just go to the ro-ro. Mm. And it could be very, very disturbing, especially for those who really want to be assertive. Now,
we need to concentrate. We said, somebody's speaking with you, you concentrate. You don't just listen to what they are saying. You listen to what they are not saying. That will tell you just as much as they are saying.
Yes.
I've often heard you say, I'm hearing what you're saying, but I'm hearing more loudly what you're not saying.
Yes. What you're saying is true, but what you're not saying is more true. And sometimes, even in the counseling environment, you could see maybe a spouse or spouses. One would be speaking, and the other one would be the body language. I would say, you're speaking very loud. But I haven't said a word, counselor. You're speaking. You just disagreed with what he or she said. I'm sorry, counselor. So the body language can tell you so much. And from the time a counselor walks into the office, they're saying quite a bit, astute counselor.
Yes. So make your listening positive. It means you are tuning in with a purpose, and that purpose is to hear what the person has to say. Affirmative listening is about focusing on what truly matters, hearing the details you need to understand. And when you listen this way, you don't just hear words, you connect deeply with the person speaking. And of course, we have so many books on the market about listening. We all have access online. It will not only help you build your business, you can go online and read.
Knowledge of the Bible doesn't make you holy.
It will help you in every area of your life. So make use of questions. You can say things like, can you say more about that? If you've not understood what the person is saying. Can you say more about that? Can you elaborate on that? Or what do you mean by that?
Claire, but when it comes to conflict, this is where we want people to really practice listening and to enjoy the beauty of it. To see somebody angry and you're composed because you're assertive, and you listening, and the person is angry. I want to listen to you. I can see that you're upset, but I want to hear what you're saying. Could you just tone down a little? I'm interested in what you have to say. You have that power, not to control the person, to take advantage over them, but to help them.
Yes.
I want to listen to you. But if you continue in that tone of voice or with that type of language, I'm afraid we will have to take a rain check. Because it doesn't make sense listening to an angry person who would not cool out.
Or if you don't understand, like you encourage the person to speak. Like you may tell them something like, tell me more about this. Tell me more about how you feel. And so that would encourage speaking. So the two of you on the same wavelength. So here you are. You're getting a better understanding of what the person is saying by asking these questions. Not just remaining silent. And when you leave the person's presence, it's like, what was she talking about? What was he speaking about? I didn't get a thing. You leave the person's presence feeling that way when you had the opportunity to have the person to explain or to convey to them that you didn't really understand what they were saying or where they were coming from.
Again, because I'm quite aware that our listeners would want to associate that with conflicts, because that's where proper listening is not practiced. People are upset, they will not take their time to sit down. Look, I know I got you upset. I would like to speak with you. Probably sit at arm's length from each other, not in the person's face like that. You see how uncomfortable it is. Yes, I respect your space, airspace, and bad breath and stuff like that. You want to, and you look at the person, show them you're interested. Put off the phone. If it's at the home, let the person know you're interested by saying to the children, look, children, I want to speak with mommy, or mommy would like to speak with me. If mommy has the issue, if daddy has the issue, daddy would like to speak to me. You might be upset too. You might be very disturbed, but that's the right way to go. You speak to the children, the person is realizing, boy, he or she really is interested in speaking to me. You distract them by that. And then now You show them, let me put off the phone. I don't want to be disturbed. Children, put off the TV and go in your room. And now you set the platform for that person to calm down already. By the time you turn to them and you say, now you wanted to speak to me, tell me.
I imagine the little ones are listening. You're actually teaching them how to deal with issues.
Yes.
How to listen. And so they're learning from you as a parent, as the parents or the caregivers, how they should deal with their own issues as they grow up. So we're actually training the children. This is part of training by being the role models in different areas.
Yes.
That's one that's very important. I don't think we got that when we were growing up. And I don't know about now. I haven't done a survey, so I don't know what it now. But this is something we need to consider as parents, that we allow our children to see how we settle issues so that they can learn from us. And even when they go to school, somebody will step on their toes, somebody will say something to them. So instead of retaliating or fighting back by being a bully or hitting or kicking or slapping or something, or saying mean words or cuss words. And most times, unfortunately, they see it at home. That's how they see their parents or the caregivers dealing with conflicts. So they emulate them at school. And they do the same things, the very same things. And when the thing is that when the parents hear that, they want to kill the children. You know what I mean? Not kill, but, you know.
I get you. I understand what you're saying.
They want to, but the children see you doing it at home, so they figure it's the norm.
If there are about 4 persons at home and the conflict will arise, you have some of these primary schools, 700 children. I used to be there as a counselor, so I know. And I work with the architectural section, design some of them. So, or help in the design of some of them, I should say.
I think we're still at 700. I think the population is going down. It's decreasing.
But some of the primary schools. And you have these little personalities, temperaments running up and down, getting into trouble with one another, and they don't know how to deal with it. You get fights on the playground all the time because there are different little personalities in the place, little temperaments. And if parents don't set the example at home, we will continue to have problems at school. Then it will, when they grow up, they will take it to the work environment, and then now our country will continue to be in that position where we constantly saying, what can we do about crime?
Now we need to open the lines because it's already this time, and we need to continue this topic in the new year, God willing. I say God willing because we never know what can happen. And what can happen when we... And the next time we will be dealing with the bad habits, bad listening habits. So we will not go into it because we will not be able to complete it.
Yes.
So we're going to stop here, and we hope that you're encouraged. I think, we can open the lines.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
And if we get a little 5 minutes after, Mr. Andre Paul will not.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
So the numbers you have to call, the numbers are 572-9710. That's the studio line, 572-9710. Or you could call us on WhatsApp as well, 2870971. We already have a call coming in. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for calling.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Dr. Phil and Miss Clarissa.
Yes.
What I took away from your show today, which every Thursday is amazing, so thank you.
Thank you.
It's about listening and giving attention and not listening. Well, listening is giving attention, and not listening is taking it away. So that was like one of the things. And another big one I took away was the ego.
But let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Are you a good listener?
Yes, I am a good listener. Remember I told you once, my son said, they asked him, is there was one thing you could change about your mom? One thing, and he said for her to stop shouting.
Okay. Okay.
So from there, I have been really practicing to listen.
Beautiful.
Sometimes I'm quiet the most time, and then I'm like, "Oh, are you done?" Like to me, it's like I want, and one thing I also do, I allow my children to express themselves, and I listen.
But
Yeah.
hear me out on this. Let me help you here a little. Not saying anything is not good.
No, I could
Uh
say,
huh.
you
You could
know,
say yes. Uh huh.
yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Explain that to
Shake my
mommy.
head.
Yes. Beautiful. Beautiful.
I
Yes.
speak with my body language.
Okay.
Okay. Great stuff. Thanks for
Yes.
calling.
You're welcome. On one more thing, the ego thing. So you ask the question, do you have healthy ego or unhealthy ego? So
Yes.
I ask myself that question as well. So
Okay.
thank you guys.
Beautiful. Thank you for calling. Yes. We would like to know.
Thank you so much
Sponsors
for
would like
calling.
to know that you're interested. You're calling. So please call us.
The numbers again, 572-9710, 572-9710. That's the studio line. WhatsApp, you call on WhatsApp as well, not directly. The number 2870971. And I've been thinking during that discussion, Dr. Phil and Claire,
Yes.
so we have another caller.
Hello. Good
Thank
afternoon.
you so much for calling. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Kina. Good afternoon, Dr. Phil. Good afternoon, Claire.
Good afternoon, my
afternoon.
friend.
Good afternoon.
How is everybody?
Well, I'll tell you when you tell me if you got my pink sugar apple.
No, not yet.
Not yet. All right. Another person's listening to me. I want a plant of the purple sugar apple. Beautiful.
Yeah, I asked here for you.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks for accepting my caller.
Okay. No
You're
problem.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dr. Phil, what stood out for me was listening. Listening. I mean, this word has 6 letters, and silent have the same 6 letters, but they have the same letters, eh? Listen and silent. But I have a problem. Yeah, but
Go
I
ahead.
have a problem because I'm an average listener, I can see. But those 3 words, Dr. Phil, those 3 heavy words, I have a problem with them too. Assertiveness, compromise, and forgiveness. I don't know which one to put first. I don't know which one come first, which one to put first in my life when I'm in a little, I say, conflict or whatever. I'll listen on the radio.
But life will give you the opportunity to put which one that is necessary. For example, if you hurt somebody, step on somebody's toes, and they... Yes, listen online, please. If you step on somebody's toes, and they come to you, say, look, you did so-and-so to me, and I was hurt. Here is the opportunity for forgiveness. So life will give you the opportunity to... I would like to speak to you because you did something like a discussion with you. Here is the opportunity to put listening into practice and compromise, which let's reach some middle ground. Let me give and take in there. The opportunity will lend itself to you one of these days, and you will put them into practice as they come. The beautiful thing is you're listening to a program that emphasizes these good ethics, these good morals. And as long as you have them in your mind, when the opportunity comes, you will put it into practice.
Okay, like compromise. We have one vehicle in the family.
We have another call. Good afternoon. Thank you for calling.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my friend. How are you and your son?
We're okay, thank you. How are you and your family?
Oh, my family is right here
well.
with me.
We're doing
I can see
reasonably
that.
well. Yes.
Great program as usual.
Okay.
What I took from today is the way children see parents dealing with conflict at home is the way they'll deal with it away from home.
That's
Good stuff. So what's on your mind as far as your son is concerned?
What did you say?
Since you understood, you absorbed that the way you behave in the presence of children is what they're going to take to the school and in life with them. So what are you going to do about your son as far as that is concerned?
I will try my best to listen more, because I try to listen to him as often anytime he tells me something,
Yes.
and the way I respond to him as well.
But what is important is
you-
when, if he comes from school and he says, "Mommy," or he's crying, "I want to speak
Yes.
with you." You take
Yes.
the time to listen, because you
Yes.
have no idea what happens. Listen to him and reflect. Oh, you told mommy so and so and so. Okay, it doesn't have to be true, because children would
Yeah.
exaggerate sometimes. But the mere fact, mommy listened and was able to tell him what he was trying to say, that would help the situation tremendously.
But if it's a situation where she's probably doing something and she cannot leave it, she can nicely tell him, give mommy 5-10 minutes and mommy is all
Yes.
yours.
But if he's bleeding, if he's crying,
Well,
that's
a
an
different ballgame.
emergency.
That's an emergency.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
So
thanks.
can I ask a question?
Sure,
as
sure.
well? Did I hear you correctly when you said that when people are too busy thinking about what to say next during a conversation is part of the problem? And is that the reason for the constant interruption? I'll listen over the radio. Thank you.
Yes.
Good question.
If somebody asks you to speak to you, I would like to speak to you. They took the initiative to ask for that. Your responsibility is to make sure that you understand what they're trying to convey, so that you don't act on what they didn't say. So I sort of lost my train of thought.
So you're thinking about what you're going to
Right.
respond rather than listening.
If you're thinking of a response, that means you're preempting what the person might say, and you might miss exactly what they're saying. You need to give what they're saying full attention, rather thinking of how you're going to defend yourself.
Yes, I was just about to say that. Most
Yes.
times it's preparing yourself for defense,
Right.
which is not part of listening.
It's not a good listening habit. It's a bad and negative listening habit, which is not profitable to bringing good results.
Yes, the end result will not be what you want it to be.
Okay.
The numbers again to call 572-9710, 572-9710. That's our studio line. WhatsApp 287-0971. If you're at work and you're not able to call any, reminding you can always send us a text message that will be read on the program as well. What stood out for me this morning, Claire and Dr. Phil, and just listening to today's, we have another caller.
Hello, good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon.
Yes, hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
The program is very interesting. There is a lot of things that I need to learn in listening, especially if the person wants to have a long conversation with me and I'm too much in my head, so I need to, sometimes I usually cut them out, and then I usually say what they tell me, and sometimes they want to continue speaking. How should I deal with that?
So you're telling me you're not ready to get married yet?
But if I'm giving you a listening ear, at least I'm telling you, okay, I hear you, I understand, can you, and I'll repeat what you say to me, but you'll continue speaking
Okay.
and speaking. But
You'll do exactly what I did to a gentleman, a very, very good friend of mine that I really learned a lot from. He spoke, and he spoke for about 15 minutes, and I was the one who approached him. And so after that, I told him, I have listened. When I started to speak, he interrupted and he continued. I said, I listened to you for 15 minutes. Now it's my turn. If you continue, I will leave. He said, Phil, you're right.
okay.
You're right. And he stopped and he listened. So you can say that to the person, I listened to you.
And
now
what's
it's
your
my
body
turn.
language when you're saying it?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, madam. Thanks for calling.
Thank you so
Okay.
much for calling.
Okay,
Yeah.
bye-bye.
Thank you so much
Bye-bye.
for
Have a
calling.
blessed day.
Thank you.
Thank
as
you.
well.
Same to
as
you.
well. Numbers 572-9710, 287-0971. There's something about her laugh that really got me this morning.
Yes.
Tell the person, ever
Some-
since you're speaking. That's-
Someone said how that word came up. I'm not quite sure what they're referring to. But I want to say this, to add this, Dr. Phil and Claire, that listening isn't easy. It requires a lot of us to be humble. It requires us to also set our ego aside. And that's something that both of you mentioned, that part of you that always wants,
Craves attention.
that attention and that recognition, that wants to be right, because a lot of us want to be right so many of the times. And it's more than just hearing words, when we're having conversations. It's understanding the person's heart behind it. And a lot of us have the tendency to miss that part, listening. And I think that's really, really important. I'm still trying to be an assertive.
You're on the
I
road
haven't
to
gotten
becoming
there
assertive.
yet, but I'm on
You're
the road to
right?
becoming assertive. Yes.
As long as you practicing the assertive language, and one of the things we need to do before we wrap this up is there are certain statements that one who is embarking on effective communication should keep in your mind, so you don't, during dialogue, you don't use that you statements like, or sentences like, you cannot tell me what to do.
Right.
The person just have to open their mouth and tell you what to do.
A lot of us have the tendency to say so. You
Yeah.
cannot tell me what I have to do. That's true.
Or I want you to be at my home this evening or my party, and you can't tell me no. Usually
Yes.
friends,
Yes.
they just take it for
We
granted.
take it for
People
right. That is
are
so
moving
true.
and breathing
habit.
for them. People have nothing else to do, so because they invite you to a party, you must avail yourself because you're
That
their
is true.
friend. But we need to respect people's rights to say no, ask for what they want.
Yeah, I
It's-
have to agree.
It is something you get a joy. You will not bounce up with people who understand the language, but they will notice something different about you, and they will feel more comfortable with you. Yeah.
Yeah, that is so true. I have to agree with that as well. And the important thing that we have to take away from today's discussion as well, both Dr. Phil and Claire, is that conflict doesn't have to escalate.
No.
No.
It's a choice that we make on a daily basis in conversation, whether to de-escalate that and whether to be an active listener or to just get it on someone's nerves and not pay attention. It's a choice that we have to make.
Some of us think that the word conflict is synonymous with anger,
Yes.
voice raising,
Mm-hmm.
demeaning words.
Yeah.
But it's necessary for the dynamism of life. It's inevitable that human beings will see differently on issues.
Yes, conflict will come.
Claire and I are not
The Bible
exempted,
tells us that.
exempted from that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm more mature, and I would want to know that I'm leading the way in making sure that I don't only lead in romance and sexual activity, that I lead in the way of effective communication at my house, with my children, with my wife.
Somebody has to be the mature one.
Yes.
Yes. That's a really, oh my gosh, that's a really great way to end today's program as well. We have a WhatsApp message, and the person says, seeing Dr. Phil's wife pick up his thought when he lost it and return it so gently also shows how powerful it is when someone truly listens. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you,
There we
Dr.
go.
Phil and Clarissa.
Oh, thank you
And
so much.
I wasn't afraid, when you're assertive, to admit it, my train of thought.
Yes.
Because there's so much happening.
Yeah.
And women,
A senior
now guys
a
listen.
senior moment.
Yeah. Claire. Guys, listen to
Both of
this.
us are seniors. We're in
Listen to
our
this,
60s.
guys. Listen to this, guys. God has blessed our ladies with the advantage of making use of both hemispheres at the same time, so that by the time we are plodding through the answers, they already access both, and they're coming up with the answer. And hence, ladies, do not correct your husband in public. I called upon Claire to help her, and that was great. But don't do that, because sometimes while you have the answers, we are plodding through the details there, trying to
Yeah.
come up with the answer.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Yes. All right.
So ladies, we can multitask, but the men, they go through it one at a time.
Yes, that is true. So try not to be hard on them. Go easy on them as well. And it's important. It's an important thing for us to really keep in mind when we're having conversations with the men in our lives, the boys, the teenagers, our husbands and significant others.
But as you said, Kina, that was the icing on the cake right there. You understand? Right there.
Right there.
Whatever you practice, it will come out one way or the other.
Yes.
Yes. Beautiful. So are we saying goodbye now? Can we?
Well,
Yes, you can.
All right.
friends, we've seen today that talking may share your voice, but listening shares your heart.
There we go.
When we only talk, we risk missing the deeper meaning of what others are saying. Really listen, we build trust, respect, and stronger relationships. And especially as the year is coming to a close, let's take time to reflect not just on what we've said, but on how well we've listened. Speak with honesty, but listen with care, because in the end, it's not just our words that matter. It's the connection we strengthen by truly hearing one another. So this has been the healing process with Dr. Phil and Claire from St. Lucia, reminding you that healing begins with hope. Stay strong, stay united, and keep walking in healing. Until next year, God willing, God bless you and your family this season, and God bless our country, St. Lucia. Phil, you have...
Yes, if you want to hear more from me, please listen to The Unprecedented Jesus on Sunday from 8 to 8:30. What is the name of the lady who calls, the one with the little boy?
Colleen Emmanuel.
Colleen Emmanuel.
Colleen Emmanuel.
I would like you to listen on Sunday to the program from 8 to 8:30, because the next time we meet, I'll ask you what I spoke about. But it'll be a good thing. I'll invite your friends to listen. All right, so this terminates it for today.
For
Thank
the
you
year,
so much.
the last one for the year. Until next year, God willing.
Sometimes the world feels uncertain, doesn't it? However, one truth remains. Jesus is still unprecedented. Join me, Pastor Dr. Phil Leon, Beacon of Hope Ministry, every Sunday morning from 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. on Rev-Up St. Lucia 95.9 FM for the unprecedented Jesus. Each week, discover timeless truths, deep spiritual insight, and messages of spiritual healing, breakthrough, and unwavering hope. This isn't just another broadcast. Hey, it's an encounter, one that invites you to see the unprecedented Jesus as never before. Limitless, life-changing, and always near. Just to make sure you got it, the unprecedented Jesus, every Sunday morning, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Rev-Up St. Lucia, 95.9 FM.
Rev it up this Christmas.